So we are reading from the Bhagavad-Gita as it is, 8th chapter, text number 19. So, text number 18 was done yesterday or? 18. 19 yesterday. Today is 19. 19, 20. 2 verses, okay. So we'll read text number 19 first together. So I will recite and then you will repeat. Bhuta gramasa evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratriyagame vashaparta prabhavat ahar agame Bhutagrama, the aggregate of all living entities. Sa, these, eva, certainly, I am this, bhutva, bhutva, repeatedly taking birth, praliyate, is annihilated, ratri, at night, agame, on the arrival, avashaha, automatically, parta, O son of Prita, prabhavati, is manifest, aha, of daytime, agame, on the arrival. Translation and purport from His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. And again and again when Brahma days arrives, all living entities come into being. And with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. Purport: the less intelligent who try to remain within this material world may be elevated to higher planets and then again must come down to this planet Earth. During the daytime of Brahma, they can exhibit their activities on higher and lower planets within this material world. But at the coming of Brahma's night, they are all annihilated. In the day they receive various bodies for material activities, and at night they no longer have bodies but remain compact in the body of Vishnu. Then again they are manifest at the arrival of Brahma's day. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. During the day they become manifest and at night they are annihilated again. Ultimately, when Brahma's life is finished, they are all annihilated and remain unmanifested for millions and millions of years. And when Brahma is born again in another millennium, they are again manifest. In this way, they are captivated by the spell of the material world. But those intelligent persons who take to Krishna consciousness use the human life fully in the devotional service of the Lord, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thus they transfer themselves even in this life to the spiritual planet of Krishna and become eternally blissful there, not being subject to such rebirths. So also we'll read the next verse. I will just read the verse and the translation and purport. Parastasmat bhavonyo vyakta vyaktat sanatanaha ya sa sarveshu bhuteshu na shatsu na vinashyati. Translation: yet there is another unmanifested nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and it is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Purport: Krishna's superior spiritual energy is transcendental and eternal. It is beyond all the changes of material nature, which is manifested and unmanifested during the days and nights of Brahma. Krishna's superior energy is completely opposite in quality to material nature. Superior and inferior nature are explained in the 7th chapter. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yanam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Gadamayam Tadati Sapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yotabadakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadotam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishagan Vidamscha He Krishna Kuruna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopikaganta Radha Kanta Namastade Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Shari Brishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here Krishna is speaking to Arjuna about this material world and how in this material world, so from the highest planet in the material world to the lowest planet, they're all places of misery wherein repeated birth and death takes place. And so how also the duration of Brahma's life is there, 1,000 ages together, 1,000 of these yugas, Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga and Satya Yuga. These 4 ages together, they are known as Divya Yuga, or one kalpa. So that is 1,000 times these 4 together. So that is 1 day of Lord Brahma. And so is also the night. So 432,000 is the Kali Yuga, and the double of it is Dwapar, and 3 times is the Treta Yuga, and 4 times that, so that is the Satya Yuga. So millions of years. So such a long day. So for us, Lord Brahma is living, and such is also the night. So it is explained that especially the lower planets, so they are all annihilated. And so, but then again, when at the night, but when the day is coming, then everything is again manifested by the will of the Lord. And by Brahma's arrangement also, who is the instrumental cause. So Krishna is the actual origin of everything and the creator of this material world. But then Lord Brahma, so is deputed to the actual work of this material world, and the different planetary systems, and then the different living entities in this world. So the Supreme Lord is coming himself to this material world, or is sending his representatives, the different incarnations, or the pure devotees of the Lord, to give the conditioned souls knowledge, transcendental knowledge, by which they can become free from this material entanglement, from this material world, and so they may go to the spiritual world, where actually everyone belongs to. Because Jivera Sopoy Krishna Nityadas. By nature everyone is an eternal servant of Krishna. And just like the Lord is completely transcendental, in his transcendental form, Satchidananda Swarup, eternal form, full of bliss and knowledge. So the living entities, they are also by nature transcendental, and they have a spiritual body, Satchidananda Swarup. So the Supreme Lord is unlimited, Vibhu, he is great. But the living entities are very small, infinitesimal. But the same nature is there, spiritual nature. So actually the aim of life, the human form of life, when one has attained the human form of life, so the goal is actually to realize one's spiritual nature and also to realize the transcendental form of the Supreme Being, Krishna, and one's relationship with him. So for that purpose the Lord is descending, or his representatives he sends, so to give the conditioned soul this transcendental knowledge. First is Sambandha Gyan, first we have to understand the spiritual nature of the Lord and our nature and our relationship, and that we are in this material world, but that we have to go to the spiritual world. And then he is explaining about the process, Abhideya Gyan, how we can actually realize the subject matter, how we can realize our transcendental nature. Because simply to have knowledge, that is not sufficient, but one has to realize our existence, our relationship with Krishna. And then we may be able to go to the spiritual world. So, by practicing, we can realize and we can attain perfection. And in the perfected state, so that is known as Prayojan Gyan, then the love, the natural love, which is there in every living entity, will be fully manifested. And then there's proper exchange with Krishna on the transcendental platform. And so when one is realized, fully realized, then one can enter the spiritual world, the kingdom of the Supreme Lord. So here Krishna is explaining first about this material world, and that in the material world everything is temporary. So there is birth and there is death. And it is explained furthermore that there is distress and there are diseases and old age. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. For one who has taken birth, death is certain. And for one who dies, he will have to take birth again. But then also, so that which is painful situation, which is not natural. And so while one is living, so difficulties are there, diseases are there, difficulties from our own mind, and then the body, and then difficulties from other living entities, and from nature also. Adhyatmik, adibhautik, adidevik klesh, Daivik klesh. So the nature of the material world, that it is asat, the sat which is eternal, or the truth, and asat is that which is not permanent. It is temporary, it is not the truth. And then there is Gyan, there is knowledge, Sat Chit, Chit Shakti. Gyan, knowledge, and then there is ignorance, avidya. And then there is transcendental bliss, ananda. And then there is misery. So that is actually Satchidananda is there, the Supreme Lord, and in the spiritual world, and the living entities. But material world is just the opposite. So Sat means eternal. That is, the spiritual realm is eternal, ever existing. And all the living entities there are fully knowledgeable and fully engaged in the service of the Lord, properly situated. And then therefore they are also experiencing happiness, the greatest happiness, in service with the Lord, who is the source of all happiness, who is the source of everything. But the material world is asat, it is not permanent. It is full of ignorance, avidya. And it is full of misery, duk. So just the opposite of Satchidananda is asat, avidya and duk. Therefore it is mentioned in the scriptures that asatma sadgamayaha. So we should leave that which is asat, that which is impermanent, that which is temporary, and we should go to the eternal, the truth, sat. And then, so tamasima jyotirgamayaha. Tamasi means the ignorance. One should give up ignorance, the darkness. Jyotirgamayaha, we should go to the light, jyoti, the knowledge, the spiritual realm, which is self-effulgent by the Lord's transcendental effulgence. And then amritama mritagamayaha. Mritama amritagamayaha. So mritama means mrit means death. Amrit means nectar or eternal life. So we should go to the eternal life, to the nectar, which is Krishna consciousness. So then he's explaining Krishna that so there's another unmanifested nature. So unmanifested means it is not seen with the material eyes, whereas the manifested is seen with the material eye. So that is supreme, is explaining. So even when this material world is annihilated, that still remains. So in this material world there are actually different manifestations and annihilations. So Brahmaji's one day is there, so everything comes into being, and then when his night is coming, everything, almost everything, the lower planets, so they are destroyed, annihilated. So that is mentioned also in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is partial annihilation. And then there is the full annihilation that is at the end of Brahma's life. So then everything is merging in the absolute truth, in the Supreme Lord, in Vishnu. And then for millions of years, so the living entities, so they are inactive. And then again, when everything is manifested, then they come into being again. So therefore, those who are intelligent, they use this human life to become perfect by serving the Lord, by becoming Krishna conscious. And then after giving up this body, they can go to the spiritual world. Even actually, as Prabhupada is mentioning, that while one is in this body, so even there is from the Puranas it is mentioned there, from the scriptures, iha yasya haridasya karmana manasagira nikilashvavyavastasu jivan mukta sa uchate. Even in this life, as Prabhupada is explaining, and in this verse, iha yasya haridasya. So if one even in this life is understanding one's position, that I am the servant of Krishna, and if he is serving Krishna, karmana manasagira, by one's activities, by one's mind or consciousness, intelligence, and by one's gira, by one's tongue, by one's activity, by one's speaking. So when everything, body, mind and words are engaged in the service of the Lord and Krishna consciousness, then even while in this body, one can be liberated. Jiva mukta, one becomes jiva mukta. So one becomes liberated. Even while in this body, one can be realized that practically that one is not this body, that one is the eternal servant of Krishna. And then one is already actually situated in the spiritual world. When one can in this body also realize one's eternal form, beyond this material world. So then one is liberated. And then one can feel transcendental pleasure at every step. Chetudarpanamajanam bhava mahadavagni nivapanam shreya kairava chandriga vittaranam vidavadu jivanam anandam burivadanam pratibadam punnam ritta saranam sarvatma snaparam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So by engaging in Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, by chanting the Mahamantra, individually by doing japa and collectively by doing Harinam, by doing Sankirtan, then at every step one can feel transcendental pleasure. And that is Anandam Buddhi Vadanam, it is ever increasing. And then then Chetudarpanamajanam, the consciousness is purified. And then then everything is becoming very clear. So simply by chanting the holy names. But in the beginning stage one has to, of course, also take shelter of the spiritual master, follow the instructions of the spiritual master, and one has to worship the deities, and one has to hear the Vedic literatures, the Bhagavad-Gita, the Bhagavatam, and read and discuss about that. Chaitanya Chatamrita. And then one will be able to properly chant. Without the association of the spiritual master, the saintly persons, without worshipping the deities, it will be difficult to chant properly and to realize that Krishna and Krishna Nam are not different. But if one has taken shelter properly of the spiritual master and engaged in devotional service, then he will soon come to understand that chanting the holy names, that is the most important activity. And from that everything is revealed. Krishna's form is revealed. Krishna's wonderful qualities are revealed. Krishna's wonderful pastimes, they are all revealed. Atasi Krishna namadi nabhavedgriyamendriya sevamukhe jivado swayam evaspuratyadaha. So by the material senses and mind, one cannot see the Supreme Lord. Adasi Krishna namadi nabhavedgriyamendriya. But then by engaging the mind and the senses on the lotus feet of the Lord, meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, and then engaging the senses and Krishna service, especially the tongue, by chanting the holy names, by taking Krishna prasadam, by glorifying the Lord, then spuratyevadaha, then the Supreme Lord is revealed. So in the beginning we may chant and we may not even remember much Krishna, but we know Krishna Nam and Krishna are not different. But then by seeing the Lord, by hearing about the Lord, then more and more we are able, by chanting also, we can remember the Lord and His qualities and then His pastimes. So an effort has to be done from our part. The mercy of the Lord is always there, but then we have to endeavor sincerely and seriously, and then we can be more and more absorbed in chanting the holy names properly. And then ultimately, spuratyevadaha, then we don't even have to endeavor, then Krishna will manifest on our tongue. So, in our heart, everywhere, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So then Krishna will be present there on our tongue while we chant Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada used to say, and Krishna will dance on our tongue. So when one is pure, one can see Krishna when one is chanting Hare Krishna. And Krishna is not alone, he is there with his associates. His associates are with him. And Krishna is dancing with the gopis. And then one is hearing the Maha Mantra, and Krishna is there too when one is hearing. And then in the consciousness, Krishna will be there. In the heart, Krishna will be there. Without effort then, the pure devotee, as soon as they chant Hare Krishna, Krishna will manifest. So we have to endeavor to make more and more advancement. So Krishna is very merciful and is reciprocating. And actually is more eager for us to come to Him than we are eager to go to Him in the conditioned state. So the living entity in a human form of life, so in conditioned life, so everyone is trying to enjoy in this material world, but only the real enjoyment is there if Krishna is in the center. That is real enjoyment. So, but separately one cannot really enjoy in this material world. So that is only some perverted reflection is there in the material world. And the happiness is very flickering, non-permanent. So the tendency or the inclination to enjoy separately from Krishna, this has to be given up. And one has to endeavor to do everything for Krishna's pleasure. Krishnendriya priti, to satisfy the senses of Krishna, not our own senses. So we have to endeavor constantly. So at every moment we have to choose to serve Krishna. So that is a proper situation. And by constantly endeavoring, and by the mercy of the Lord, so we can make more and more advancement. The consciousness becomes purified. And then when one is pure, then naturally one will be always engaged in devotional activities. And then Krishna will also protect the devotee from any kind of difficulties. But we have to be constantly endeavor. And then we have to pray for the mercy of the Lord, of the spiritual master. And as we go on, everything is revealed. So the abode of the Lord also, Golok Vrindavan, so this transcendental realm, the highest planet. So there are actually, just in this material world, there are so many planets, actually so many universes, practically unlimited. But beyond that there are spiritual planets, unlimited spiritual planets, where different personalities of Godhead are residing in the Vaikuntha planets, with their associates. But the highest planet is Golok Vrindavan, Krishna Loka, where Krishna is residing. So we are very fortunate that we are, by the will of Providence, by the will of the Lord, that we are in this Sampradaya of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the avatar of the age of Kali, who has established the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names, and who has practically also shown how to make advancement in spiritual life. In which mood one should worship Krishna also. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he is Krishna himself. Krishnavanam tisa Krishnam sangapangastapa sadam yagya sanketapaya yajanti sumedasaha. And so, as Prabhupada is explaining, those who are intelligent, they will take up this Krishna consciousness. So that is from this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishnavanam tisa Krishnam. So it's actually Krishna, but his color is Akrishna. So it is golden, not blackish. Because he has taken the bhav, the mood, and the luster, the duty of Radharani. So Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Alani Shakti Rasmat Ekatmanava Bhivubhutautat Chaitanakam adadam tadvayam chekkam aptam Radha bhavadyuti somitam nomi Krishna sarupam. Mahaprabhu is Krishna Sarup, but he has come with the bhav of Srimati Radharani and the duty, the lust of Srimati Radharani. So those who are intelligent, they recognize Krishna. And they will take shelter of Krishna. And they will take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they will chant the holy names, the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So although Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord, but he came as a devotee to show us by his practical example how to worship Krishna, in which moods. So the highest planet is Golok Vrindavan. So that is the goal of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, is to go there. So by taking shelter of Mahaprabhu, and by chanting the holy names, in the association of the devotees, we can quickly advance and become perfect. And then when we are perfect, when we have realized our Sarup and Krishna Sarup, then we can enter into the spiritual realm, where Krishna is performing his wonderful pastimes, where Mahaprabhu is performing his wonderful pastimes. And it is mentioned by the Acharyas that in our Sampradaya, so we may be in both pastimes, in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, in the spiritual realm, Shetadip Navadvip, and there with the spiritual body serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then at the same time we can go to Golok, where Krishna is performing his pastimes with his associates, and serve there. So, but we can only go there when we are perfect. So when we realize our transcendental nature. So therefore, when we have the human form of life, so then we have to try our best to become perfect. So we are very fortunate to be in this Sampradaya, where Mahaprabhu himself appeared. So in this Sampradaya, Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. So there are 4 Sampradayas, or the origin is always Krishna, but then Lord Brahma is the first spiritual master, and then so many great acharyas, spiritual masters were there, and Mahaprabhu appeared in this Sampradaya also, and gave the highest conceptions of spiritual life, and the highest realm of Golok. And then the Sampradaya from the eternal concert of Supreme Lord, the expansion of Krishna, Narayan, Lakshmi Devi, so that the Acharya there is Ramanuja. So mainly they are worshipping Lakshmi Narayan or Ramchandra, Sitaram. So they are also very much prominent in South India, and they have a wonderful process of deity worship, and so they also to be respected. So they are worshipping the Lord with some own reverence, Aishwarya Bhav. So they may go to Vaikuntha. And then those in the other Sampradaya, Nimbarka Sampradaya, coming for the 4 Kumaras, and Vishnu Swami coming for Lord Shiva. So they are also bona fide Vaishnava Sampradayas, disciplic successions, and they are worshipping the Supreme Lord. And in the Nimbarka Sampradaya, usually they are also worshipping Radha and Krishna mostly, but they have a slightly different approach than in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And they may also go to the spiritual realm, but not exactly the same place, Golok Vrindavan, as is our destination. So, but they're also to be respected, and Vishnu Swami also. So, but we are most fortunate to be in the association of Srila Prabhupada in our society and in our Sampradaya. So we have the possibility to quickly advance in spiritual life and attain the highest realm, Shetadip Navadip or Golok Vrindavan. So simply by chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Yes.
Regarding the sampradayas?
Yes.
You said there are 4?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So it's Sri Sampradaya,
Yes.
Kumaras,
Kumar Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, and then we have the Rudra Sampradaya, and then the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya.
So the Rudra Sampradaya,
Yes.
they worship?
They also worshipping Krishna, most of them. No.
Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna.
In the form of Krishna?
Yeah, mostly, yeah. No, they may also worship Vishnu, but mostly Krishna. Even those in the 4 Kumara Sampradaya, mostly they worship Krishna, but some may also worship Vishnu. And similarly, even in our Sampradaya, mostly they will worship Krishna or Mahaprabhu. But even some of them, they may sometimes worship Narayan, or they may worship Ramchandra, but less.
But what about which mantra do they use? Because Lord Chaitanya says that
Yeah,
in order to get liberated in Kali Yuga, you have to chant the Mahamantra.
Yeah. So there are many mantras which may all be chanted. But the most effective mantra is the Mahamantra. But there may be other mantras. Even there is a Gayatri mantra. So we also chanting Gayatri mantra. And that is also helping. But the most effective is the Mahamantra. But there are many mantras which are helpful. But
the other sampradayas,
they have other mantras. Yeah.
so
But some of them,
get liberated even
they may also get, yeah, they may.
because Lord Chaitanya said Kalona Stela.
Yeah, yes.
So
Hare Nama Kevalam.
it
Yes.
doesn't necessarily apply just to the Mahamantra.
No, other mantras may also. Yeah, the name of God, right. But the most important is the Mahamantra. And even in the Sri Sampradaya from Ramanuja, they also chant the Mahamantra, many of them. Even others they may chant, but like the Nimbarkas, they will chant Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Radhe Shyam, Sham, Radhe Radhe. And yes, that is okay. Yeah, the names of Radha and Krishna, no problem, yes. But Prabhupada recommended, and Mahaprabhu also recommended the Mahamantra. So we are following that. But what they are doing is all right also. Yeah, that we have to understand. Sampradaya means they have genuine knowledge. Yeah, some they will, like even Dhruva Maharaj, we can see in the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned, he was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And that is also bona fide mantra. So different mantras are there. And those who are worshipping Narayan, they may chant some other mantra, Om Namo Narayanaya Namaha. So that is bona fide. And they may also attain liberation by doing that. Even simply by chanting even the Gayatri, you may attain liberation. There are different Gayatris which are not different from the Lord. There's a Gayatri for Krishna, there's a Gayatri for Ram, there's a Gayatri for Narayan, Gayatri for Vishnu, like that. So, but the easiest method, and that is recommended in the age of Kali, is the Mahamantra. Yeah, that is most effective. But there are many other mantras which may be helpful, which may also bring one to liberation. But it is more rare. Actually, to become liberated, it is, we can do in one lifetime, but we have to be very serious and sincere and dedicated. Yeah. Okay?
I have no idea that the Kumaras also worship Radha and Krishna. The Kumaras.
Yes. But, But you see, even in each sampradaya, they have different branches. And they will have maybe sometimes a different approach or goal. Even in our sampradaya, the different Vaishnavas are there. And they may chant the Mahamantra, they may chant some other mantras also. So some slight difference may be there. So, but we follow our spiritual master, and then but we respect all the others. We should respect everyone because they are all accepting the Lord. And they're trying to make some advancement in spiritual life. So all of them should be respected. Yeah. So similarly in all the sampradayas, Nimbarka, some are worshipping Radha Krishna, but their mood is slightly different. They have some understanding that Radha Krishna, they are married to each other. Swakya Bhav. and just like Lakshmi Narayan. But ours is more that Radha Krishna, they were young, Kishore Kishori, they are not married, Parakya Bhav. But they belong to each other. So some esoteric differences may be there. And even so, and even in the spiritual realm, that the different abodes are there. So for those who are worshipping the Lord in a certain way, as in Vaikuntha, but then Golok, and outside Golok there's a place also where the Lord is worshipped, even in the form of Radha Krishna, but with Aishwarya Bhav, with some Aishwarya, or that they belong to each other, Sakhya Bhav. So, but we follow Prabhupada, we follow our line, and which is coming from Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami, which is the most exalted, bringing us to the highest realm. So that is our good fortune. But we respect all the other ones also. And even the other ones, the genuine Vaishnavas, even those who worship Lakshmi Narayan or Sitaram, they have love for Sitaram, and they will know about Radha Krishna also. They will respect the devotees of Radha Krishna. But their love is towards Sitaram. It is just their nature. So a true Vaishnava is respecting everyone, but is following the path given by his spiritual master, and following chanting the mantra which he has received from his spiritual master, as is recommended. Okay? All right. Yes. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Here more freedom to chant Maha Mantra.
More freedom?
Freedom means when cooking, we can chant.
Oh yeah, yes, yes.
The other sampradaya, a lot of restrictions and rules are there. They will meet women certain days only, means sometimes they cannot chant. Here they have made more simple and more easy. Anytime, anywhere can prayer. So our sampradaya has more advantages.
Yeah. Well, you see the different mantras. For example, Maha Mantra you can chant any time. Yeah. Whereas the Gayatri mantra, we chant only when we are in purified state, and not all the time. So that is, but that is even in other sampradayas. But you see there in our sampradaya there's more sweetness. But the other sampradayas, they are more mostly they have some own reverence for the Lord, like those who are worshipping Vishnu or Ram, and they have more rules and regulations. But even in our sampradaya we have rules and regulations which we have to follow. And for example, if you want to worship the deities, you must be qualified. And if you want to chant the Gayatri, also you must be clean. And you can not chant the Gayatri any time and all the time. So that we also have. But the Maha Mantra you can chant any time. But even other sampradayas, they can chant the name of the Lord all the time, Ram Ram, or whatever. So they will have also some songs, for example, glorifying Ram, which they may chant all the time. So that may be there also in other sampradayas. Yeah. But ours is just the highest conception, and it is the most sweet relationship with God. Because in the other one there's some own reverence, those who are worshipping Sitaram, Lakshmi Narayan. But with Krishna, there's no, there's a sweet relationship, intimate relationship. So that we have to understand. Yeah, okay? Hare Krishna. Yes.
So, I have two questions. One is when somebody doesn't have the opportunity to serve the deities.
Yes.
Sometimes in some circumstances I live in your temple where I'm invited to serve the deities. In some other places, like for example here in Vrindavan, I'm not much invited to serve the deities.
Yes.
So, but still I take opportunity to give more time for singing, chanting, so it can be also considered serving the deity.
Singing, yes, of course. It is mentioned in the scriptures, even in act of devotion, there are 64 limbs of devotional service. So, taking shelter of the spiritual master, following his instructions, things to do and things not to do, and then of course we have hearing the Bhagavatam, and then we have the association with the devotees. These are all limbs of devotional service. And then more than half of the limbs of devotional service pertain to deity worship. And even, for example, if you're going to the temple, if you are not pujari, but if you're seen going to the temple, you have to enter the temple and you're supposed to make some noise. You have to knock on the door or ring a bell. That is a system. Or you clap the hand, or you say Jai Gonitai, Jai Kar. Just like if you're going to somebody's house, you're not just going inside, but you're ringing the bell, you're knocking on the door. You say, Haribol, can I come in? And then he will say yes. So same also when you're going to the temple of the Lord, you have to make not some noise, but you have to show that you're actually going inside, so that the Lord will see, oh my dear, Krishna Das is coming. So it is very personal. And so that is already one form of devotional service, ringing the bell so that you can go inside, or saying Jai Gonitai. And then you offer obeisances to the deities. That is also, again, one activity showing that you are offering some service to the Lord. You are offering yourself. Why are you offering obeisances? Because you are recognizing that the Lord is there. And then you are actually readying yourself to do some seva. I'm here, your servant, ready to do some seva. And then what do? You stand up, you're supposed to glorify the Lord. And then you're singing, like doing Mangalarti, you're singing. Vibhava Rishesha, or just Hare Krishna. In this way you're singing, glorifying the Lord. For the pleasure of the Lord you're singing, not for your own pleasure. Of course sometimes somebody is doing and also wanting to show, I'm the leader chanting Mangalarti. But no, actually we should chant for the pleasure of the Lord. And it is also mentioned, if you're attending the whole Artik, you're getting the same benefit as the Pujari who is offering the Artik. You get the same benefit. If you know that, oh, I'm going now to the temple, I'm attending the Artik. If you're not able to do yourself, but you're attending the whole Artik, you're participating in the seva of the Lord. Because the Pujari is doing the Artik, but he's doing Artik for everyone. And all those who are taking part, they're getting also benefit of attending the Artik. Almost as good as... And then even you can see the Lord, and then of course we are supposed to first see the lotus feet of the Lord. I mean, it is naturally of obeisances, you see the Lord, you will see the face, because that is most attractive. Just like when you go to someone's house, and the person is, somebody is opening the door, then you will see the face first. And then you can recognize who it is, right? But then if it is a senior, you will offer obeisances. That is the culture in India. They will touch the feet of the elders. So then also, then the pujari will first touch the feet of the Lord, then he will do the seva. And we can do also from outside. We can mentally touch the feet. Sometimes devotees, they will do like this. Actually touching the feet like this with the hand. Because the Lord is near, but is maybe far from one point, but is here. You can easily approach him. Even in your mind, you can touch the feet of the Lord. And offer something in your mind also. Maybe you don't have flowers in the early morning, no flowers there. You cannot buy garland, but you can, with your consciousness, with your mind, you can offer something to the lotus feet of the Lord. Samarpanam. Pushpanjali. When you offer flowers, Pushpanjali. Anjali means with these two hands, that is Anjali, Pushpa or Kushumanjali. But then we should not just offer flowers, but our heart, our consciousness. So in this way, even when you are not on the altar, still you can do seva to the Lord, offering many prayers for the pleasure of the Lord in His glorification. So this is all devotional service. And yes, and then other times, then you have more time, then you hear more, you chant more. So these are all interrelated, these different limbs of devotional service. But most important, that is chanting the holy names. When you chant the holy names, everything is included. You're chanting, you're hearing also. You're meditating. You can even do seva while chanting. Amanina amanana Krishna nama saralave vrajarara Krishna seva manase karibe. In purified consciousness you're chanting and you can remember the form of the Lord, you can serve the Lord. While chanting. And then you can pray for others also, because we should just not think about ourselves only, but we should pray for others also. How I can then serve the other devotees, how I can help the conditioned souls. So they may come to Krishna consciousness, or just for the benefit of all the living entities in the world, of all the human beings. Let them also become Krishna conscious. So we have to be only a little thoughtful and pray to the Lord, and the Lord will also inspire us, so that we can always engage in His service directly or indirectly also. And purified consciousness, everything is the direct seva actually. So while chanting you can pray to the Lord, offer something, and then you're helping others. When you help others, help the other devotees, or give the knowledge to the conditioned souls, give prasadam, give books to others, so they may also become devotees. That is also service to Krishna. That is the greatest service. Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, one who is preaching this knowledge to others is most dear to me. So if you are helping others, then Krishna is pleased with that. So that is then also service to Krishna. Of course, nowadays, of course, we always have to be in the association of the advanced devotees and follow the process nicely. Otherwise, it may be diluted, and one may be deviating also. Like in India, you will hear, service to mankind is service to God. Ultimately, it is true if God is in the center. If you're serving mankind by giving them Krishna consciousness, Yadidekatayaka Krishna Padesh, Bharat Bhumi Tahila Manusya Janma Jara, Janma Shataka Kari, Paropakar, Kara Paropakar. So if you become perfect and you help others, that is the highest welfare activity. But if Krishna is not at the center, then it is not. But nowadays people, they say, oh yes, worship mankind is worshipping God. It is true if Krishna is in the center, but if Krishna is not in the center, then not. Okay, I help the poor people, giving them some clothes. This is nice. But if you are not serving Krishna, then you will not be fully benefited, and what will they benefit also if you don't tell them about Krishna? They get some clothes, okay. You fill their stomach, they're okay for one day. But it's not ultimate benefit is there. It's only temporary benefit. Real benefit is by giving them Krishna consciousness. And that is service to Krishna also. Done. And then you distribute prasadam, just not ordinary food. And that is also service, giving prasadam to anyone. And then you will take prasad and they will be purified. That is the beginning of devotional service for them. If you give somebody prasad, they eat prasad. That is the beginning of devotional service. Jivado, beginning with the tongue. Service is there. By taking Krishna prasad, you associate with Krishna. So ultimately, so from the ultimate point of view, so if one is in purified consciousness, everything becomes seva. Direct seva to the Lord. Okay?
Yes, I have another question.
Yeah.
The question of going back home, back to God.
Yes.
That looks like there is different angle of vision, different approach. Of
yes.
And there is Prabhupada saying that just if you are very serious, sincere to chant all the rest of your life,
yes,
serve this movement, you are going back home to God. And maybe I speculate, but I have the impression that you may not, at the time of death, even you did that for the
yes,
rest of your life, be a realized soul like you were
yes,
speaking about, like, that you understand your soul.
yes, yeah.
Not be at this. I understand that, maybe I speculate, but that you're going back home, back to God, and the guarantee. You may have to perfect yourself more. Some future life.
Yes.
But to say that you immediately go back to God, that it looks to me difficult.
No, no. no, not possible. Even Prabhupada is writing in the 3rd canto. I'm saying the words of Prabhupada in 2 places. It is impossible to go back home to Godhead in one lifetime. But at least one should know what is the goal and try one's best to achieve the goal. Yeah, so... Yeah, yes.
We don't know if it's just one lifetime.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, yes. No, we don't know. Those who are advanced, they will know. But they are always humble. They will never think I'm advanced. But actually they are. And for them it doesn't matter. They just want to serve Krishna. Even if they have to take birth again, it doesn't matter because you will serve Krishna. So they don't mind. Yeah. And ultimately it doesn't matter if you are always engaged in devotional service. It doesn't matter. We are served now. We serve next life and next life. If we are perfect, it is better. It is more nice. Because then the service is more complete. There is more happiness. There is less suffering. But even if you are not perfect, we take again birth. But because Krishna is helping, and so we can continue, then we will make more advancement. And then we can become perfect.
There is no way to know if we've been already practicing. Maybe you've been
Well, yeah. You see, if, those who are advanced, they will see past, present and future. And you can understand also by purified consciousness, you know what, to some extent, that according to now also, if it is easy for you to practice Krishna consciousness, and if you are absorbed in Krishna consciousness, means in your last life you practice. If it is very difficult, if it is a great struggle, then most probably you're just the beginning. And that we can see, individually, or we can see by others also. Some devotees, they come to Krishna consciousness, immediately they advance very nicely, no difficulties. Others, they have been already 20, 30 years in Krishna consciousness, struggling. And even many, they leave again Krishna consciousness.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
maybe they were practicing for many lives and then they fell down.
That is also there. So many situations may be there. So, but personally speaking, individually, ourselves, we just have to try our best to be properly situated, and we have to try our best to make as much advancement as possible. And the different stages are explained in the scriptures. Shraddha, faith, then sadhu sangha, association with devotees, then bhajana kriya, you do bhajan, then anatta nivritti, the clearing stage, so that all the anattas will go away. And then nishta, one is fixed, one is not so much disturbed by material desires, by different small insignificant things. One is fixed. And then comes ruchi, one has taste for chanting the holy names. In the beginning the mind is going here and there, and you chant 10 rounds. Oh, 10 rounds, okay, half an hour more, 6 rounds more, 16 rounds, okay, I'm done for today. But when you have nam ruchi, you chant, and you look at the watch. Oh, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 16 rounds finished. And now I have to, then you will chant more. Or now I have to do some seva, then I have to put the bead back down. You finished with the seva, immediately you chant more. And you're not thinking, now I have to take breakfast, now I have to do this and that. You just want to chant because there's so much pleasure. And you like so much to serve. So you can see different stages, and then comes asakti, you're attached to Krishna. And you detach from material things. You don't want to have anything material, no need. So you can see the different stages. Individually we can know. And those who are advanced, they can see also the others, where they are at. They can see, because they are experienced, because Krishna is in their heart and in the other devotee's heart. And Krishna is telling them where this person is. So like that. And then bhavavasta is there, realized. When you practically realize that you are not this body, your spirit soul. Just like if you have a car, you have a car. You have a car yourself, no? But you sat in a car, right?
Yeah.
In a taxi or somebody friend's car. So you sit in the car. And you know, I'm not this car, I'm sitting in the car. Right? Very simple, you step out. So those who realize, they can see they are not this body. So, so in this way the different stages are described. So a devotee who is intelligent, he will know where he is at. If he's not so advanced, he will not exactly know, and he will maybe ask a devotee who is advanced, who will tell you are there, and he will tell you what to do so you can go ahead. Just like in the school, the small boys, they don't know ABC 1, 2, 3. The teacher will help them. But once you're in the 5th, 6th class, then you know how to count, you know the ABC. But then the higher mathematics, maybe you don't know. Then again, you have to ask the teacher. But then you go to university as a student, and you know a lot. But still, you're not yet perfect. You're not yet a professor. You're not yet a lawyer. And still, you have to take guidance from the professors. And then, but you have more freedom, and you know where you are. You know, I'm in the university, but the small boys, they don't know what's going on. And they will ask, Papa, can I become a lawyer tomorrow or a doctor? The father is saying, well, yeah, in a few days you go to school, then you'll be a lawyer, no problem. So those who are advanced, they know where they are. But always they will feel they are very insignificant. That is just the transcendental nature. But they are firmly situated. And they feel so much transcendental bliss in relationship to the Lord. So, okay, yeah. Anything else? Okay. Yes.
I'm coming to the temple to write this Mangalarti,
Yes.
but we are not having this deities at home actually.
No deities at home, okay.
Only we are having the picture.
Yes.
It is not possible that if we are coming to the temple at right from the morning,
Yes.
we also come in the evening actually to serve the deities properly.
At home. Then no problem, you keep simple. Yeah.
Only we are keeping this mullah just picture actually.
Yeah, yes.
Actually, for serving the mullah prasad.
For offering bhoga, yes. And we are reminded of the Lord, no problem. At home you can keep simple. Yes, no problem. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just offer incense once a day, offer a few flowers. And whatever you eat, first you offer to the picture and then you eat. No problem, that's enough. That's enough.
Taking anything except prasad.
Yeah, yes, very good. No problem. That's all right. Hare Krishna. Anything else? Srimad Bhagavad-Gita ki? Srila Prabhupada ki?